Hi everyone, doing a upper body 30-minute yoga video for you. And what you'll need for this is a bath towel, regular length, not a giant beach towel, but a regular length bath towel, folded in half, and then fold it up. Okay, so it resembles a pool noodle. I'll just back up to show you that. Okay, and then we'll be putting that aside and doing some seated work. So sit where you're most comfortable, whether that be up on a sofa, up on a chair, your feet underneath you. If you're comfortable sitting on the floor, you might also want something to sit on, a pillow or a bolster of some kind. I'm going to use the yoga tune-up balls. There's a lot of different kinds on the market. They don't have to be this brand. And you could use tennis balls in a sock if you'd like. Or you could simply use your hand, which I will interchange the use of the balls and my hands during this. If it's more comfortable for you to lie down than sit, please go ahead. Okay? So before we begin anything, let's take a breath in through the nose. No specific place for the breath to go, but just that observation and the time. Breathing in, do I breathe in fully into the ribs, lungs? Do I feel restricted? Do I feel like I'm in a hurry already? Take one more breath in, starting to understand that you don't have to worry about where it goes, just sensing upper body, lower ribs, back ribs, and then a relaxing exhale. With the balls themselves, I'm going to go right on the breastbone, not very hard. Just create a little bit of pressure that's comfortable. It feels like it'd be a little bit of a thumb massage. And you could use your fingers or your thumb instead. Okay. So down we go, down the breastbone. Okay. If there's not quite enough space to get down at the bottom, do lie down for that part. Okay. A little bit of a circle, down and around, back up. Let's do that one more time. Easy breathing, just a little breastbone massage. Okay, if you find any places that are a bit tender, back off and maybe use a different finger, a different amount of pressure. Okay. Move a little bit over to the right side, so directly along the side of the breastbone. In between the ribs, you'll find some spaces under the collarbone. I'll do the same thing. A little bit of massage. This is where your fingers would fit in nicely in the spaces in between the ribs. And starting to create a little bit of space, that connective tissue and muscle. And if you are a paddler and you paddle on one side, you may find, as we go to the other side, that one is more or less restricted. Feel pulled in. Sometimes the high hand gets that shoulder pulled forward, a mousing hand, and definitely affected by any surgeries that you may have had. So go easy. Look for the spaces under the collarbone and in between the ribs. So pace yourself, make it feel good. There we go. Okay, so you can put the balls down if you're using them, but just brush out a little bit away from the chest. Yeah. And then come up the arm. Yeah, come up the arm like you're pulling a long, elegant glove or sleeve up. Good. Take just a moment's break. See how that feels. Breath in, out through the nose if you can. And then we'll go to the other side. And just pressing away. A little bit of a flick maybe. A few times. It feels like you're, again, letting some space come between the breastbone and the bones of the ribs. Come up your hand. Yeah. Always nice to do this as a short practice. Way to put a little bit of stimulation in through the skin, through the nervous system to the brain, waking things up. A great pre-paddle skill set. Pause, take another breath in. Good. Let's cross the hands, okay? As far over as you can. Let them lift up and pull out. So if you were lying down, you'll need to sit up for this part. Cross them over like you're pulling a big sweater or t-shirt off. Getting a little bit of mobility in the shoulders, rounding the back a little. Breathing in. You can lift the chest a little bit and let it expand. And do one more. Arms are crossing the opposite way. Inhale up. Exhale down. Good. And then bring the hands across. Find your collarbones. Okay, and just give them a light tapping. 5 to 10 times. And just working a little bit with our lymphatic and our nervous systems here. And just that nice light tapping you can brush in a few times if you'd like. All right, and then I take my fingers, 2 fingers, one on either side, the front sides of the neck, and just gently pull down. Okay, same thing, a bit of lymphatic, opening some of the lymphatic channels and speaking to the nervous system through the skin down the back side of my neck. And then it's going to come around behind my ear on this mastoid bone. You'll feel that behind your ear. And do the same thing, a light brushing, 5 to 10 times. Let your shoulders relax a bit. And then take my fingernails and just from the base of the skull where it meets my spine, just a little scratch outward. Okay. Great. And then just let that go. Let's take a breath in again. Just notice if anything's changing, if this is calming your nervous system a bit. Into a place where you're more alert, relaxed, but not sleepy. Hands cross over. Inhale, reach out. And we'll do that one more time the other way. A little bit rounded. Inhale, lift up, little more expansion. And then down. Good. Just reach across to the side of your neck with your fingers in this horizontal position. And just draw the fingers across, like a kind of a sticky glove. Yeah. Gently pulling the skin. Become aware of the eyes, turning the head opposite to the direction of the hand movement. Good. And then we'll do the other side. Okay, so hand across, fingers spread, turning away from the hand, and then bringing the hand and the head. Yeah, around we go. You may feel some of the neck muscles. There's a big one that goes up to that mastoid bone. And it comes from your collarbone. Yeah. Some around the base of the neck, from your upper back. Let's do one more. Around we go. Good. And then settling into a breath again. Check in. You find the breath able to access a little further down than just your neck or shoulders. And let's switch our upper body movement. Take my glasses off. Move my little cushion. And let your arm come up and tuck behind the head and go into a bit of a side bend. Come back up. Over you go, hand behind your head. I'm thinking about this upper rib cage around the armpit, the shoulder blade, back and forth. So kind of this front collarbone, pec, shoulder blade, rib region. Breathing in and then pulling myself back up. Okay, let's do one more. You can reach the arm higher if you'd like. Hand behind the head gives you a nice way to know that your head is not forward. Good. Let's change the arms again. Let's take a lift up front. There's a little bit of the lift of the chest, head and eyes. Down and behind you, nod the head. A little forward fold. One more time. Inhale, reaching up in front of you. So not going too far back. Just when I come down, I might fold a little bit of my head, neck, and upper back. And then come up to center. Good. Let's take the right arm across. Give it a nice hug with the left. Allow your upper body to rotate. Take this long reach through the arm. Turn your thumb down. As long as it works in the shoulder, to turn that in, you might feel other parts of the body participate. Reach a little bit. Turn the thumb up and come back. We'll switch sides. Arms, so shoulder down, under the armpit, hug. Easy twist, okay, not lifting the lower back into it. Turn the thumb down, making sure it comes from the shoulder. Internal rotation. And you can turn the head a bit as well. And come back to center. Take the arms in this kind of stacked position and pull them open into what I call goalpost or cactus. And squeeze and release a few times. Now when you squeeze, don't let the arms kind of sink down and in, but keep your elbows about the height of your shoulders and point your elbows forward at the screen and then come back. Let's try that twice again. Point them forward, pull the belly in a little bit. If you're starting to sink back, sit up peekaboo as tall as you can. One more time. I'm going to breathe in as I come forward and exhale as I come back. I'm going to drop those arms and turn the palms up. Lean forward a little. Scoop in front of me like I've got a big bucket of water. And let the elbows see if they can reach upward rather than my head forward. Let the water dump over my back. Elbows open, that feels good. And scoop, little forward bend, up. Throw the water back. See if you can leave your head where it is. Elbows open, scoop. That can be a breath in, back, exhale. One more time. Scoop in, up, back, and down. Okay, let's pause there. That's a lot of tissue and bone and lymph moving all the way down, kind of into the lower back. Let's see how the breath is. Okay, how the body feels. Okay, and then how the brain is. Is there a bit of chatter still going on in the head, especially following a video? So take another breath. Quite often, let yourself exhale. Quite often there is a difference between how the mind is chitter-chattering and how the body is responding. So as we slow down the body, become more aware, take our breath, have a chance to focus better and have less of those distracting thoughts. We hope. Okay, so moving on to using your towel. I'm going to lie on the towel. Okay, so I'm going to have my tailbone at one end, my head at the other end, okay, and that's going to leave a little bit of room to fold this up. So I'm going to move back a tiny bit. Better view for you guys. So I'm going to have a cradle for the head. Okay, tailbone at one end, a bit of a pool noodle feeling. Try to settle your spine on your towel, knees bent. Okay, and we've done a lot of that upper body work, so we'd just be able to curl the towel up just to the skull, not the neck, and see if we can find this goalpost shape or similar here on the floor. Okay. Now, you might not touch the floor. You might need to take something like a pillow and tuck it under your arm or arms to make it easier to access that shape. Okay? I don't want to overstretch, but I am going to lift my hands up, yeah, and let them reach back. You can let your shoulders slide up, and then your shoulders slide down while you keep the reach. And bend your elbows back down to the floor. All right, so let's do that one more time. Inhale, reaching up. I'm going to open the eyes and be aware of what's around me in the room. Reach back, let the shoulders lift on purpose. And pull them down and down. There we go. I'm going to settle the base of the ribs, front and back, down into the towel, settle my pelvis, and then bring those arms up again into that kind of a book shape, not too far down here and not hands dropping. Okay, and try to reach back a little bit and forward a little bit. And reach back. That can be your in-breath. And back. It's hard to keep the elbows together, so don't worry, they might separate a bit, but that's our work in progress. Breath in and out. One more time, breath in and out. Okay, and up we go. So just work to the best of your ability. Don't worry about it being perfect the first time. Okay, let's turn the head a few times. Okay, seeing how that neck is feeling. Yeah, and then nod the head a few times. Okay. Think of nodding from the bridge of your nose down toward your upper lip or chin. And then center the head. Let the arms reach up. They're apart. Let them reach up a little bit and relax back down. You'll feel the towel between your shoulder blades. Reach up and back down. Good. That extra little bit of reach from the shoulder blades. Okay, sometimes we're too rounded, sometimes we're too flat in the upper back, right? We don't have the curve, just depends on the person. So a comfortable reach up, let your arms create a scissoring action. Okay, don't worry about the floor, how far you go, just see how it feels around your spine, your shoulder blades, or your neck. Yeah. So you could do those to the level of comfort, 6 or 8 each way. Okay? As your spine settles and you feel stability from the trunk and the arms are moving, they will move further. Okay? But we don't start with that. Okay? Let's bring the arms across into a hug, okay? And do a little bit of turning, just the upper body, and try to leave the hips still, the legs still. And just feel like I could roll one shoulder blade onto the mat beside the towel. And then the other side. Now, what you might do for fun is try to roll the hips, the pelvis, hips, the opposite way. So if I'm rolling my left hip down, I try to roll to my right shoulder blade and bring them back to center where I feel more level. Okay? Roll my right hip down and go to my left shoulder blade and come back to center. Okay? Often, because of dragon boating, paddling on one side or doing activities on one side or having surgery, it's tighter one way than another. Yeah, or maybe the upper body moves and the lower body doesn't move, or vice versa. Okay, so see what you get. Wring out the towel, but gently. And back to center, and we'll do one more. Oh, get that right hip over and back. Good, come back to the goalpost shape. Okay, see how that feels, the pec under your armpit, down into the lats, okay, being aware of things that are maybe changing, or if anything feels uncomfortable, of course, you can change the arms. Okay, I'm going to go back and take the towel out from under my head. And then hold the towel. So I have it in my hands. My fingers are interlaced. Yeah. And I'm just going to pull on the towel back and let my arms open, but not arch a lot of my ribs. Okay. Drop them down a bit. Yeah, enjoy that tensioning that you're putting through your arms. Let your elbows lift. Okay. And bring the towel up toward the ceiling. I'm going to bring one arm down so you can see. I'm going to curl up and really cradle the head. Okay, just cradle your head. Let it relax back in the towel. And you can bring your elbows up a little further and roll back down. Good. Relax the towel down, elbows open. So the goal is not to have to pull the head, but relax the head and let it be curled up by all these muscles that live below it in your belly and on your spine. And pull the towel, let your elbows lift. Try that little nose nod we did earlier. Curl up when you're ready to exhale. Curl up toward the base of those ribs. And let the head sink back into your towel. Pull your elbows forward a bit more. If you feel a whole lot of belly, a little bit of neck for sure. Let the spine take you back down to the ground. Open up. We'll do one more when you're ready. So go at your own pace. Let's take a breath in while we're here. Big rib cage breath that goes down into the belly and the lower back. Elbows can come up as I pull the towel. Nose tucks down a little bit. And the towel being pulled up lets my head rest. And I get to use all this work in the belly and the muscles running down the spine. I'll take an extra breath in while I'm here. Maybe pull my elbows in a bit. And roll back down. Oh, bring the arms down. Roll off the towel. Pull it out from underneath you. Lie down for a moment and get a sense of really the rib cage, belly breathing, like you're wearing a puffy down coat and it puffs out in all directions. See how the head and neck feel. Okay, we'll just do one bridge here as we've been with the bent knees for a while. Press the feet down, hands down, shoulders back, and let the hips lift. Try to keep those ribs level. You get a little bit of length. And this is a nice place to let the arms lift up and back. They certainly will touch the floor more easily this way. Another inhale. And now I'm going to roll down my spine. If you have any issues, disc compression, stenosis, don't roll down the spine. Just put the bum down and let the arms sweep down. Okay, we will turn to the side now and get a little bit more of that upper body work. Okay. A little bit of thread the needle in a side sit. I'm going to come down onto the elbow. Yeah. Make sure I'm lying up. Yeah. Open the legs for a little bit more ease through the hip. Hand behind the head, thread the needle. Remember, the arm will come with you, but it won't lead the way on this. The head, the neck, a bit of the chest, and then the arm can reach down and come around. And then come back out, hand behind the head. Turn the head to the ceiling and come back. Okay, let's add that reach again. Bring the shoulder up, bring the shoulder down. Take the hand behind the head. Turn the eyes open. The neck, a bit of the chest. Bring the arm down. See how your spine feels about turning, how you're getting some support around the belly. And come out. Bring the hand behind the head. Turn kind of an Egyptian profile. The chin, not just the eyes, to the ceiling. And then back to the center. Add your reach. Pull down. Okay, let's come up a bit. Now you can do the legs closed in or open. Okay. Now turn the chest a little. Okay. You might need something to sit on if you feel like you're falling over. Okay, tuck something under. Then try and lift the chest like I did earlier. And then take the bridge of the nose, the tip of the nose, nod down, and just fold over. You might get down to the floor. You might just get a little upper body fold. Over. Easy, lift the head up. Think of it as kind of coming up and looking out over your horizon. Okay, so we're trying to fold and go up a bit wave-like. Let's do one more. Bridge of the nose, tip of the nose, upper lip. And find that spine, folding it down a bit or all the way down. Lift the head up. Give yourself a little bit of a push-up. Okay, so let's bring that back leg in. See what it's like to lift and come around to all fours. Okay, and we'll stay in this, what I call neutral. Little dip in my lower back. Upper body lifts a little bit, but the bum sticks out. Okay, I'm just going to go a little bit back and a little bit forward and see how my upper body and my lower body are speaking to each other right now. 2, 1. Good. We'll add a little bit to that in a moment, but let's do the other side first. So come on around. Yeah, open the legs a little bit. Let's come down on the side. All right. And let's start with the hand behind the head. Okay. Careful of this bottom shoulder, right, that it fits in the socket, okay, and that you're lifted and not sinking. Yeah. Let's turn the head, neck, chest. There's a good strong belly contribution. The arm comes down, okay, without forcing it. It's my spine up there that's turning in my ribs, so I don't want to force anything from anywhere else. Pull out of that hand behind the head, find where it goes, and then turn the profile to the ceiling and center. Okay, a bit of a reach. The shoulder blade slides up as best you can, and it pulls out of the way, and then back again. Okay, so do that again. All right, you can breathe in with the head, neck, and chest rotation. Some of you might feel better if you let the head fold down, but kept it in your hand. Let the arm go. Yeah, so if you have a very flat, stiff upper back, tucking the head down may help. Let's pull the arm out of there. If you have a very rounded upper back, you may not need to do that. You may want to keep the head lifted. Let's turn to the ceiling. Breath in. Yeah, just drop my chin a bit there. Come back to the center and finish with that reach shoulder blade up and release and down. So that feeling may travel all the way down to the lower body, all those connections. Yeah. Bring the hands around, sit in a comfortable fashion for yourself. Turn, okay? Again, one direction may be totally different than the other. That's okay. I'm going to open my legs to make this a bit easier. Take the bridge of my nose to my upper lip. And like I'm a flower, folding over, flexing down. Let the head come back up. And up comes the spine with it. Okay, almost like the Little Mermaid. Okay. Nose tucks from the bridge of the nose to the tip to the upper lip. Flex your way down. Head comes up and up like a little push-up. Good. If that feels really good, keep doing it. Bring the legs together. Otherwise, use your hands for support. Okay. And your belly. Okay, there. Connected. Yeah. Arms down into belly and back. See how your turn is towards your all fours. And we're going to walk the hands out. I'm going to turn the mat a little bit and do something that's called puppy pose. So it's downward dog, but from the knees. All right, so this position, hinge at the hip and let the arms walk out. Okay. Now you might get to here. I don't want to go backward. I just want to stay bum up. And you might come down. You might need a pad for your head. So let's put it that way. Okay. You might need bent elbows. Okay. Try not to overextend in the shoulder without the support around the shoulder and the belly. Okay, so bring the arms in closer, but the kind of fuller position. For a breath. Head comes up, arms come in, hands underneath. And now you could do this, if you prefer, on your elbows. Okay, I'm going to tuck my toes under and really strengthen the belly. Try not to sag, but to lift my upper body. I'm going to come back up here. Okay, and pick up my knees without doing too much else. Okay, so a bear hover. Nice strength position. Come back down. Take a breath in. Okay, again, if you're very stiff in the upper back, you might need to tuck the head down. I'm going to leave it level. Exhale, come to bear. Kind of stick my tail feathers out. Okay, so kind of the pose we're headed for here is downward dog. And if that's not available, you can go back and do puppy pose. Okay. Exhale, upper body lifted, belly in, and bum sticking out. Up go the knees. I keep my knees bent to send the hips up. Okay, beautiful sharing of weight between my feet, my hands, and those tail feathers, my sitting bones, and my tailbone as kind of the apex. And down we come. Good. Now, child's pose doesn't work for everybody. So if you would like to lie on your side a little bit curved, if you would like to go to a cat stretch, Or come back and you can always sit on something. This isn't very high, but a yoga block would work, or your towel folded up. Sometimes people put it behind the knees and then down. Stay with your most comfortable position and take a nice long breath. See if the brain and body having a different conversation. More in agreement with each other. Bring yourself from wherever you are around to sitting again, whether it's a sofa, the floor, a chair. Take your time going there. See how it feels to be upright in your world. Front and back, lower front to back. Let your hands rest on your knees. Receptive for all that you have done, learning something about your body, how your breath feels, how to adjust a movement for yourself, whatever it is. Bring the hands together. Bow the head slightly and thank yourself for taking the time to take care of yourself. With many blessings, thank you for watching. Have a great day.